Welcome, welcome. So this is episode 2. We are actually trying something different here. So we're coming to you live on this Wednesday, March 25th, 2020. And I'm Maria.
And I'm Melissa. And we have some updated numbers here for you regarding coronavirus. And they've just come in. They just got updated. So here in Florida, we currently have 1,977 cases. 1,867 of which are Florida residents. And then unfortunately, our death toll just rised to 23. In the United States, our numbers are up to over 55,000, and we've already lost 802 people. And globally, the numbers exceed 436,000, with the loss of over 19,000 people. Now, Orlando Convention Center here in Florida has opened up to start doing testing. So I foresee those numbers changing and us getting some more accurate numbers. As far as their requirements to go down there to do testing, if you're 65 and older, if you're having any respiratory problems, or if you have a temperature of 99.6 or above, they will test you. They will also test you if you are a healthcare professional or a first responder, regardless of the symptoms. So, and they're doing 250 tests a day. That's the goal down there. So,
and we are seeing a lot of tests coming in. We had a test facility open up on Alafaya on Monday, so we should start to see those numbers go even up higher, unfortunately. Around the world, we are seeing more celebrities, more government leaders that are also testing positive. So today, Prince Charles was tested, and he is positive, coronavirus positive. In addition to that, Idris Elba, he's a Hollywood actor. He tested positive a few days ago. We do have Senator Rand Paul. He's senator from Kentucky. He's also tested positive. Placido Domingo, world-renowned opera singer, is also positive. Locally, we have had 2 cases of 2-year-olds who have tested positive, as well as an infant, a newborn. So as you can see, it doesn't matter what your social status is, what your career is, or what your age is. COVID-19, coronavirus, does not discriminate. Anyone is susceptible to catching it. So everyone needs to be careful and take extreme measures.
that's right. And a lot of the numbers are coming in from New York, and they're saying that approximately half of the cases in the United States are coming in from New York. And so what they've implemented is some changes. Whenever those flights come in from New York, the National Guard has been issued at the different airports to go in and let people know that they need to self-isolate for 14 days. And if they choose to not self-isolate, then there are fines. The fines are $500, or they can do up to 60 days in jail. So.
Yeah, so it's definitely obviously something that is being taken very seriously. Again, lots of people are leaving New York right now, and it's just important that they self-quarantine and before they join the general public to make sure that they're absolutely healthy and virus-free. Other measures taken recently. There was an executive order passed recently where we are now to shelter in place or stay in place, and that will take effect Thursday at 11 p.m., so tomorrow. And a lot of the things that we have already been doing with social distancing and self-quarantining and just being more cautious and aware are some of the things that are required now. For example, you cannot go to work unless you are providing essential services as defined by the order. The order is available online, so you can go there if you have any questions specifically about your position, your job. You cannot visit friends and family unless there's an urgent need. That's starting tomorrow at 11 p.m. So you cannot visit friends or family members unless there's an urgent need. And of course, we have to continue maintaining the 6 feet or higher, greater if you can, of distance between yourself and someone else. They have not decided whether they're going to start, arresting people or fining people. So, they're just asking that everybody respect this order.
That's right. And because of all this being implemented here in our state, It's really impacting our community because a lot of people are getting laid off and they're losing their jobs. A lot of places are closing down, and we have a lot of restaurant closures as well. And because of that, I think it's very important that we point out the fact that people can go in and they can file for unemployment. You can go in and file for Connect My Florida or connectmyflorida.com to file for unemployment. Now, I know a person that helped another file for unemployment today, and it took 4 to 5 hours because they did it online and they kept losing. The site kept crashing. They had to keep trying to do it.
There's so many people, obviously, in the
it's-
same
yeah.
position, so be patient.
Yeah, and try to do it from your phone. They had better success doing it from their smartphone to apply for that. Now, the unemployment numbers are really up. Did you have any numbers on that?
They are. So I can tell you that Governor DeSantis said that last week there were 28,000 applications for unemployment.
Wow.
The last 4 days, however, there have been 130,000 applications. So obviously the numbers are just astronomical, and they unfortunately will continue to rise. A lot of these numbers are folks in the restaurant, tourism, hospitality industry. They're being hit really, really hard right now.
Yeah, and I bet some of those numbers haven't even come in yet. I think
Correct.
people are still reporting that, so I bet it's even worse than that.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know what the resources available are. So I think that as they find out what resources are coming available from different nonprofits or government agencies, we're starting to get more of a compilation, a more accurate idea of what those numbers are.
Yeah.
We did have President Trump did declare Florida a disaster, declaration of disaster today. So what that does is basically open up Florida to receiving additional federal funding. I have here, based on that directly from the website, that we can now receive funds for crisis counseling for affected individuals in all areas in Florida, and federal funding to government and certain private nonprofit organizations for emergency protective measures, including direct federal assistance. So that's a huge plus right now. Obviously, it's scary to be declared a state of emergency in that sense, but it does really open us up to a lot more federal funding and assistance.
Right, and we need as many resources as we can get right now. And normally, my understanding is that unemployment's $275 a week if you can qualify for that amount, but I think that's the max that you can get with unemployment. But Trump coronavirus task force, they just had a big announcement about the fact that they are going to do 4 months of unemployment for even those that were self-employed for 4 months, because it was not to their fault that they lost their jobs. It's because of coronavirus and this huge impact that it's had on our community.
Yeah, and there's of course some assistance, like we mentioned, resources that are coming now that are being made available. For example, the Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan Program. We will also, by the way, link all of these resources on our website, our Facebook page, and our Instagram page. I don't know if you can read it there, but Melissa, do you want to read what
So our Instagram is Coronavirus Florida Update, and Facebook, you can follow us at Coronavirus Central Florida Update. And our podcasts come on whenever they're up on Spotify. You can hear, this will be repeated and be played on there.
We'll be on iTunes shortly. This is just episode 2. And Melissa and I are just learning the technical equipment, everything involved. We've never made a podcast. But as we mentioned in episode 1, these times require that the community comes together and that individuals, take extra and extraordinary steps. So we felt that a podcast would be really beneficial to the community at this time. So bear with us, in all regards. Again, we're just doing this for the first time.
Right. I think the key thing was that we were noticing people were saying, I don't know what the resources are. And so that's where we started getting that information together. So if you do look on Instagram and Facebook, everything that we give out as far as testing centers, contact numbers for different resources, all of that will be on there. all the details will be available for you.
Yeah, and as I was mentioning too, with the Florida Small Business Emergency Bridge Loan, it is for small businesses with 2 employees to 100. You can qualify for up to $50,000 loan, 0% interest for the first year. So that's pretty substantial. They also have a loan for larger businesses, and that is $100,000. But go on the website, which we will have the link to, and please apply if that's something you think you would benefit from.
The wonderful thing that they also announced today was that those SBA loans, if those businesses keep those employees paid and keep them going, then those loans can also be forgiven. So
Yeah,
that's substantial.
Exactly. Because again, so many folks are being laid off and furloughed. So, the government is encouraging company owners to try to maintain those employees on board as best as they can. Now, with the SBA disaster recovery loan, which we will also have a link to on our pages, there is a webinar on YouTube, and it'll walk you through all the details. It'll walk you through how to apply. So please look for that. It's literally just the webinar for the SBA disaster recovery loan. So some resources are coming in. We're going to have more later on. We did want to talk to you about grocery stores and businesses. On our first episode, we gave you the list of grocery stores with special hours for, was it specific age groups?
Yeah, special age groups, and also those who are compromised and or pregnant. There's different hours that the different grocery stores are offering.
Yeah, and I can tell you, my wonderful, amazing mother-in-law, Sue, hi Sue, she actually went to Publix this morning. Tuesdays from 7 to 8 is a special hour designated for, like Melissa said, folks of a certain age or that are susceptible to the virus. So they do open it up and, make it exclusively to them. She did say that she had to wait outside of Publix because there was quite a line already built and waiting to get into the grocery store, and there were no more shopping carts, so people were waiting around for those as well. But she said that everybody was in very high spirits. Everybody was very supportive, and patient with each other and encouraging. So that's excellent to hear. But, be prepared for the possibility of having lines and having to wait.
Yeah, and it's wonderful that our grocery stores are staying open, and I think a lot of the changes to the hours are just so they can maintain the safety of their employees, so they can stock the shelves appropriately and stay safe.
Disinfect the store, disinfect the shelves. All that is very important right now.
So my mother also sent me a wonderful bundle of yummy stuff, and that was from Amazon Grocery. Thank you, Mom. I love you. And it went really well. It was dropped off the door. It was on time. All the things that was ordered was there. And so it was a wonderful, wonderful way to get our groceries without having to actually go into the store. So that's something that a lot of people don't think about. Well, I don't normally grocery shop online, but that's definitely an option out there and available for us.
And Melissa, you said that a few grocery stores are offering free delivery.
Free delivery. Mm-hmm. They do. And that list is all available already on Instagram and Facebook as to who does free delivery. And some of them do, like Aldi's does free delivery, and there's different, codes to get the first one free and things like that. So definitely look into different options, especially for your loved ones. If you want to send them a nice care package right now, if you can afford that, or if you know a friend who's been laid off, it'd be a wonderful thing to do right now to help out those people in need.
And with the stay-at-home executive order, again, starting tomorrow, Thursday at 11 p.m., again, they're highly recommending and encouraging you not to visit your friends and loved ones unless it is urgent. So, with the decreased availability of visitations, obviously, like Melissa said, ordering supplies, food for your loved ones, friends, or family online and having it delivered directly to them is something that's going to come in handy and is, perfect right now. So
Absolutely.
Do take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's like a little hug that you can't give them yourself. Just letting them know that you're thinking about them.
It's a care package.
It is a care package.
Yeah.
So I've spent some time today, just a lot of time today, digging into these different food pantries in our area and what's available in our community. And I'd love to go over some of the stuff that I found out. Some of these people are very passionate. They really, really, really want to help our community. and they're doing wonderful things out there, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to read off a list, so just ignore me as I read off this list. But all these details will be on our Instagram and Facebook as well. They won't be on there right now, but they're going to be added by 10, 11 o'clock tonight. All that information will be on there.
Yeah, all the information we're providing you, we literally researched minutes before we came live just to make sure that everything is up to date and accurate before we come here and give it to you. So it's completely the most recent information available to you.
And unfortunately, the reason why is because there's a lot of church-based pantries that aren't open right now. They're closed because the churches are closed. And then there are other places where they just don't have the food available because they rely on Walmart when everything is about to go expire. That's where they get their supply from. So they're not getting anything because right now our shelves are empty. So, I mean, it's a trickle-down effect for the entire community. But we have Second Harvest Food Bank. They have, well, I have to mention this because for every dollar you donate to them, it can feed four meals. So it's for every dollar is 4 meals for if you're on the COVID list. But they have a food locator on their website. Human Crisis Center, they have a food bank normally for low-income families, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. But they serve certain zip codes. I'm not going to list that off and bore you with that. But they have free food on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 to 3. In St. Cloud, and these people were super wonderful, I just have to tell you. The St. Cloud Community Pantry, if you have to live in Osceola County, and you need to bring information showing that you have residency in Osceola County. But Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 to 2, they have free food, and they are very eager, and they want to help in the community. The Christian Health Employment and Resource Center, that is here in Castleberry. We're actually up in Castleberry right now. And that pantry is open Monday through Friday, 9:30 to 1:30 for free food. And they just have a lot of resources. I'm not going to go into the details of this. It'll all be on our, but they're doing some really wonderful things. And then Plant City has a food bank as well. And normally they only service their area, but that food bank right now is offering boxes for anyone in need. And it definitely has water. It definitely has MREs, but it depends on what's available and what's in stock. A lot of times it's soup, canned goods, meats, just the basic needs, but they're offering that for anyone who really is in need. There's a lot of them, and I have a list of them. I'm not going to bore you with all of them, but it's important information to pass to your friends and loved ones who are needing that right now, and that whole list will be available to you guys.
Yeah, and also, do you want to talk about United Way and the Alice?
Absolutely. Well, United Way, they do a lot of things for our community. I wanted to give you this website.
And can I just say before you start
Absolutely.
that I actually went rappelling down a high rise in downtown Orlando for them to
Awesome.
raise funds for our vets a few months ago. So I love them.
I read about that.
I
and
went
was looking at
rappelling.
that.
I think it was like
didn't know
20
people.
stories. Yeah, I didn't know either. So I love them. They do so much for the community.
Well, the next time you go rappelling, I want in on
You
that.
will be there with me.
Okay, I want in on that. So United Way, if you go to hfuw.org/virus, a lot of resources there. They also have a survey that you can fill out for resources, and that's surveymonkey.com/Alice, ALICE, COVID-19. It's 10 questions. You can fill out that questionnaire, and then you get assigned to a case manager that can help you.
Mm-hmm. And Alice, just so we're all on the same page, Alice is a term that they use. It stands for Asset Limited Income Constrained Employees. So they do have, on the website specific, standards, for your income that you have to fall into, but go on their website.
Yeah.
They very much are very aware of the needs of the community that, doesn't have the opportunity to telecommute with their jobs. It's either go in or you're laid off or furloughed. So, a lot of these folks that are in dire need right now, do qualify. So please check out what benefits they have and what sources they can offer you.
Yeah, some of the sources they had on there was that Walgreens is doing free delivery for certain medications, which is fantastic. So these individuals, you know, especially our elderly who don't want to be out and about right now, that can be delivered to their home if they qualify, if that prescription qualifies for them. Another thing is that the utilities in our area, for those who have been laid off, you need to speak with each one of the service providers, but a lot of them are deferring those payments. They're not wanting to cut you off. They don't want to cut off anyone's electricity or water, but you do need to reach out and communicate with them. And yes, it's going to be a long wait time because you're not alone, okay? But just, you know, put it on speakerphone, read a book, you know, and get in touch with them and see what they can do because they want to help you. Another thing that was on there is that there's cable help and they want people to keep their phone lines. Yes, again, reach out to your service provider. But there's also a website, www.fcc.gov, and may want to offer assistance as well to help you keep those on.
And the Orange County Sheriff Department has announced that they are not moving forward with evictions. You know, so that's a huge help as well. So please go on their website or make a phone call, but know that, you know, you're not going to be turned out into the street right now during this time.
Right.
We do have a list compiled, and we're constantly updating it and compiling it of local businesses and individuals who, you know, stand out because they're, you know, providing additional assistance or resources to the local community. So we're going to go over some of those. Obviously, as I had mentioned, the hospitality, restaurant, and tourism industry is really being hit, especially now. In fact, the Ritz-Carlton in Orlando has decided to close, obviously under the circumstances, for the next 2 months, though. So they're going to be closed until May 27th. So that's pretty big because they employed a lot of people. So just a few things out there locally within Orlando and Central Florida. We do have Puff and Stuff Catering, wonderful catering, one of the top catering companies in the area. They are now doing meal packages for 4 people. And with every package that you purchase, they will donate a meal to one of the employees that are displaced. So that's amazing. So please go on their website. I've looked at the menu. It looks amazing. I'm a huge foodie, so their food is just amazing. So, but you know, not only will you be feeding yourself and your family, but you will also be providing a meal to a displaced employee. So that's huge on their part. We also have Chicken Fire. Chicken Fire, they have a huge following. Chicken Fire is off of Colonial, the Bumby area, Milk District area, the vicinity. And it's a food truck. It's one of the top food trucks in the area when it comes to hot chicken, which is a Tennessee specialty. If you like some hot food, spicy chicken.
She lights up when she starts talking about food.
Sorry, I need to stop. But they're really awesome too. They're offering 50% off all meals to folks in the hospitality industry. Whether you're still working or not working, you get 50% off. That includes dishwashers, servers, bartenders, anybody. And, you know, they even go through a very long list to make sure that everybody knows they're being included in that 50% off deal. We also have, for example, a great business that's always active with the community is Rock and Brews in the Oviedo area. They have these amazing meal packages that include, you know, besides the food, 6 bottles of water and a roll of toilet paper. So talk about being creative and resourceful.
I mean, it's necessary.
It's so necessary.
Absolutely.
And these packages are amazing. You know, for like $40, $50, you can feed 4 or 5 people. And some of the meal packages include a dozen eggs, a pound of butter, a gallon of milk, you know, so there's different packages depending on what your needs are. They have a taco package. They have a lasagna package, you know, so go in and check it out. You're going to get a roll of toilet paper, 6 bottles of water. That's Rock and Brews in Oviedo. Additionally, we have Panulo Pasta, that's in Winter Park. Today, I know it's already 7:45, but you guys give them a call. They have BOGO pasta. So buy pasta and get a free entree of same or lesser value. So Panulo Pasta in Winter Park, amazing, amazing Italian restaurant. So let's see. We also have, we recently had a contest, our podcast did, where we wanted folks in the community to come up with the best hashtag that it will encourage folks to continue ordering food for delivery, curbside pickup, and also keep in mind that we need to self-isolate during the quarantine time, so it's important. So we wanted a hashtag that combined both. And the winner was hashtag pick up hunker down. So you will see that used more often. But we from this podcast gifted them a $25 gift card to their favorite restaurant, food truck, or cafe. So in addition to that, though, we had the owner of MX Tacos, which is in Waterford and also in the Milk District. He saw our contest and he wanted to also collaborate. So he also gifted the winner of hashtag Pickup Hunker Down a $25 gift card to his restaurant. That's MX Tacos. So please support these businesses, you guys. There's so many. I can spend hours and hours. Those are local heroes, and we will definitely, keep you apprised of more. If you know of any businesses, if you are a restaurant owner or a cafe owner or a food truck owner, and you're doing something special, or you're just helping people, and you want to make sure that a lot of people know about this assistance, let us know.
Yeah. We want to put it out there. We want other people to know. That's the whole reason we're doing this.
Yeah,
we want to share the info. That's the goal.
Exactly. And, we do want to help as many businesses stay in business because we know that this is going to be a very trying time. So we're trying to work together as a community and make it through this. So speaking of heroes, so we want to, for every segment that we do, we want to have a nominated heroes. So it can be the smallest things that make the biggest difference in our community. So every little thing counts. And in the end, we really need to work together, pull together as a community, and just make it through this together. So we're asking for you to nominate a community hero. And I think we've already kind of self-nominated this one for this segment. We want to make sure that goes ahead and gets put out there. So who is our community hero? It is? So hero number one is, and I know I'm going to mispronounce his name, so apologies ahead of time, but Aram Dato-On. Okay, so he is a freelance, yes, congratulations. He's a freelance artist in Orlando in the Central Florida area. He's very talented, very gifted. And he was very much moved with the huge need in the restaurant industry right now. He's watching a lot of people, close up their restaurants, unfortunately, or have to lay off employees that are near and dear, to their hearts. A lot of these owners, they develop family connections with their employees. So these are really, really difficult and challenging times. But he was so moved by the huge need to encourage people to continue ordering, delivery, and carry out that he created bingo cards. And each square represents a business. It could be a cafe like Create off of Mills near Colonial. You guys go check it out. It could be a restaurant like we mentioned, MX Tacos or Hunger Street. So it's basically you take your little card, they check it off, and the people who are able to complete the card, he will give them 15-minute professional photography session. And some of the restaurants are jumping on board where they're also giving free food. Like MX Tacos, they're giving a free taco for every person that completes the card. So check it out. He was also featured in today's Sentinel newspaper. So he is our first community hero. Great job, Aram Dato-On. Hopefully we can have him call in at the next our next episode and chat with him and talk about what he's doing and what influenced him.
And the goal is just to encourage other people, even if it's just checking in on a neighbor. Now, I'm not saying go knock on their door and have a conversation with them, but if you can Skype with a friend, keep in touch with people, see if somebody needs anything. And if they do, it's that time to let your neighbor borrow, flour, yeast to make bread, things like that, and just communicate. And you don't have to be in contact with them. You can leave it outside. They will appreciate you for it. And if we work together, we're gonna move through this, and we're gonna like rock stars. So, but we have to work together as one big community, one big team. So
That's right. That's right. And before we close out the segment, I did leave something out, and I want to mention it because I know a lot of parents are at home with their children. There is this fabulous service called GoPeer. It's gopeer.org, and they're currently offering 1,000 free hours of tutoring. That's 1,000 free hours of tutoring. And it's not just any tutors. These are actual vetted college students and grads from, universities like Harvard, MIT, Berkeley. And anyone from kindergarten through 12th grade, they will tutor for free in all kinds of topics. So folks, I have my doggy, but you have children.
I have kids that are in school, and I'm also working full time. So if I can get some assistance in some area, if they're having problems at home, because the teachers are going to be overwhelmed as well with all these different transitions, then it's just one more additional wonderful resource that's being available. I'm glad you said one more thing, because I also have one more thing. Taxes. People are so worried, well, we need to do our taxes. Taxes have been deferred until July 15th, 2020. And then you can also go on myfreetaxes.com and get them done for free at home if you would like. Okay?
Great. So again, thank you for joining us. This is episode 2 of the Coronavirus Central Florida Update podcast, which we decided to, this is experimental, but we wanted to see if we could do a Facebook Live as well. Please let us know what you think, any, constructive criticism, anything you have. We want to continue doing this. And we also want to encourage businesses to contact us so we can develop a connection with them, and also, share your message to the rest of the community. So think of those local heroes.
That's right. We want local heroes. We want feedback and resources. If you see or know of something going on in the community, please, please, please reach out to us so we can pass it along to everyone else. Okay, anything else?
That's it, folks. Thank you so much.